What's going on, everybody? This is Joe. Hang on, let me fix the camera. This was so serious. I had to go grab the goddamn. I had to put on the black jacket. You know what it means when I had to put on the black jacket? That means I'm going into ultra instinct mode or ultra Negro mode. Usually the mode where I have to see past the bullshit. I'm here today with my homeboy Kev. Clever Kev. He's always been with us. He's been supporting us. And he brought up some interesting stuff. We've heard about this case just about yesterday. And I didn't want to jump in, not just yet. But I definitely wanted to see how this plays out. As you already know, that social media and the news mix together too damn much. And we're told as the people to search for the truth. Now, one of my shows I sometimes I like to watch, but now I'm getting away from watching it. It's a show called Empire. Have you ever heard of the show called Empire, Kev? You ever heard of that show?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
It's a pretty interesting show. The premise of the show is about a rich black man who's in the music industry. And his name is Lucius Lyon, and he has 3 sons, and he has an ex-convict baby mama. And they pretty much talk about the instabilities and the fuckery of their family and how they're all fucked up. They do crazy shit and shenanigans, how they beat and rape and shoot and kill people, all that. And somehow they go back to work, they're 9 to 5, and nobody has been able to arrest these motherfuckers. I don't know how the hell they're doing it. Maybe they got some kind of good cred. What's going on, Super Triz? Let me know if you definitely want in, brother. I'm already going to send you to you. But the thing about it we want to go about is, should we believe Jussie Smollett, an actor part of Empire? Now, if y'all don't know who Jussie is, you've been living under a rock. It's okay. Sometimes it's probably better to stay under that damn rock. Kev, who the hell is Jussie Smollett?
All right. Jussie Smollett is a 36-year-old gay actor. And, it's weird. There's a whole lot to unpack here, but I'm going to say actor because I don't feel like I need to identify the man by his sexuality.
Okay. That's
just cool. Because, he's an actor. I don't go around saying, I'm a black medical professional.
Right.
Or a straight medical professional. So, what it is, what it is. Mm-hmm. But he's an actor on this show. He plays a gay character on the show with a gay boyfriend or husband. And he has been on, he's apparently a singer as well. I've never heard. I'll give you full disclosure. I have never actually watched Empire. I've watched like 1 or 2 episodes back when it first came out, and I quickly got tired of it. But I'm a busy man, so I have to be very careful with the TV that I watch. And I've seen some stuff here and there, and I know basically the gist of it. But Jussie has been an advocate for the LGBT community. He has been a advocate for young actors, I'm assuming, and for Black America, or black actors, black gay actors. And he has found himself in a situation where the man was assaulted the other night at 2 a.m., leaving a Subway where he got a sandwich at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
And now that's not uncommon. He was in Chicago at the time. And let's all be honest, if you out after, nothing good happens after midnight in Chicago.
Hell no. Shit, you might be a Ninja Turtle with a goddamn kunai and a shotgun. Fuck you walking around Chicago like that.
And that's where things actually start to become questionable for me. See, I'm a man who believes in evidence and information. I no longer can believe anyone's words these days. We live in that culture now where, let's be honest, how many hoaxes have we seen? How many waitresses at restaurants that received receipts with, we don't tip, the N-word here, or go back to Mexico. And then you find out later on that it was the person, that basically faked it. They wrote on that person's receipt. How many times have we seen, oh, what happened? oh, it was some black guys that just robbed me and took my poor kids and drove the car into the lake, and then only to find out that, oh, it was not, it was actually you, and you was lying. We have numerous hoaxes.
Now, Kev, hold on. But let me just show you how fast Negroes move. If y'all move this damn fast, I don't know what the hell. Hold on now. You know what? Out of all Negrostan, let me show you how fast these people move, Kev. These niggas already got a goddamn movement for goddamn Jussie. How the fuck did y'all pull that shit off?
Damn.
Goddamn, boy.
Like already?
God damn.
Jussie, see, this is okay. This is problematic. This is problematic for me because right away.
Now I gotta go buy a goddamn CD of his music now. Fuck.
They got the brother looking like Jesus, like Black Jesus. Just put a crown of thorns on his damn head while you're at it.
Jussie, how did you pull this off? How did you get a movement? Like, I listen, y'all can't make. Wow, he already. This is America. Justice for Jussie.
And that's the other thing.
Y'all, this nigga ain't dead, y'all. What the fuck?
This is America.
How did y'all get this?
What do you mean this is America? We don't even know what happened yet.
I told you, this is America. Waste no time. We didn't get the evidence. We don't even know this is true. We don't even. This is why I tell y'all need to stop. Sometimes black people, but America, y'all need to just take a step back sometime. Did y'all not learn anything from the movie? Go watch the movie Rosewood. Have you ever seen the movie Rosewood?
I was going to bring that up.
In Rosewood, the sheriff, when the girl, we're going to call her Hannah, comes out of there, the sheriff, when she was like, a nigga raped me, I ain't going to say the other word, the sheriff picked her up and put a blanket on her and walked her away. She said, now listen, Hannah, you don't have to bullshit me, okay? Tell me what really happened. What? I said it again. Now, when that happened right there, that meant to me that some people already knew this motherfucker was full of shit. But you know what? We're going to ride with this to fit the narrative. That amazes me how fast y'all niggas, if y'all niggas can work this fast and make this movement, why the fuck y'all can't work this hard to help to get children in school? Or the better y'all can move this fast to go get movements and shit. Y'all amaze me how fast y'all motherfuckers like to protest. Now, let's go ahead, and I want to make sure I pull this up. Now, we're going to look at the news from BBC. I have to go to news outside of the country nowadays. Empire Jussie.
Nobody will believe your source.
You got to go outside of the country nowadays to go get the news. God damn it. Empire Jussie Smollett star shows support after attack. Okay, so stars are showing their support after Jussie Smollett after he was attacked, after he was an attack victim of a suspected hate crime in Chicago. The 35-year-old actor was attacked by two men yelling out racial and homophobic slurs, police say. He was hit in the face and had an unknown chemical substance poured on him, and a rope was wrapped around his neck. Now, Jussie was told police his attackers made reference to MAGA. Now, let me stop. First of all, let me stop right there. The question is, first, in this day and age, do you go anywhere without your cell phone, Kev?
No, sir.
Now, this is why I gotta ask y'all. I gotta get y'all niggas to start thinking. Please, America, start thinking. It amazes me how quickly, in this day and age, there's usually some type of technology, electronics. You telling me this dude could not run back to Subway? You telling me this dude, if they're walking towards you yelling racial slurs, nigga, why didn't you run? I'm just saying, nigga. Well, what? Kev,
here's another question. There's been a lot of people that have brought up the temperature at the time. As you know, Chicago is right now is shut down because they're getting hit so hard that you can't even run the trains. Supposedly at that time, It was supposed to be like negative 15 degrees outside. Now he's visiting Chicago, mind you. He just flew in apparently that day. He decided he's going to get a sandwich at this Subway, apparently, right?
Right.
And then he's going to go to his hotel room. First of all, you're a black man and a rather wealthy brother walking down the street at 2 a.m. in Chicago in the middle of a...
And you know what Subway's at nighttime. You know what Subway's at 2 o'clock in the morning at nighttime. You do. Go ahead.
My next question is he from Chicago? Because if not, why didn't you call an Uber? Why didn't you call somebody to drive you back to your hotel? Now I'm not saying he's the richest brother in Hollywood, all right? I'm not saying everybody that's on TV got money, but you got enough money to get your celebrity self from Subway, or probably to have it brought to you, to be quite honest. But I'm not even gonna say that. Maybe he was just out. Maybe he just wanted to get some air. Maybe he was just, doing this thing. He just wanted to go for a walk. I don't know. But in negative 15 degree weather where they shut the city down, the city's shut down.
That's the thing. This is why I'm Kev, we preaching the gospel, because ain't no nigga just gonna be walking the fuck around. Listen, nobody's out there like they Bruce Wayne at no damn crazy ass time of night trying to fight damn justice and chase down gay people in the freezing cold. Nigga, you could barely get me to go outside and shovel my goddamn driveway. The fuck I'm going to chase after some gay dude? I mean, you know how dangerous to wear a MAGA hat in Chicago is? You know how dangerous when they get beat up on a regular?
Can you imagine having... Not only are both of you wearing MAGA hats, but you're chasing a black man down the middle of the street. I'm assuming middle of the street. I don't know what happened because we ain't got no footage. Now, there's, like you said earlier, there's cameras everywhere. You can't take a piss in Chicago without somebody putting it on Pornhub. And yet, this man, nobody saw him come out of the Subway.
Nobody sees him. Everybody somehow of all time. And see, this is the bullshit that gets me. Police about to beat y'all ass. Somehow a camera shows up. Somebody does something racist, a camera shows up. Somehow cameras always show up, but this one time ain't no damn camera.
Where's the footage of him entering his hotel room or his hotel? He shows up at the hotel and he calls the cops. And 45 minutes later, when the cops can finally get there because of the weather, he's still wearing the noose.
Now,
why would you keep it on?
Now, here's the question I want to ask. How the fuck did he get past the front desk and nobody saw him?
With no cameras, no footage. That's what I'm asking. I need to see footage of him walking in with
this nigga's a ghost. This nigga's a ghost. He's a ghost. He figured out how to do a jutsu to sneak past the front desk and niggas don't see him. How did you sneak past? Mind you, ain't like you was staying at some Negro Inn. Ain't like you staying at damn Backpage.com where the hoes had to stay at. Nah, nigga, you staying in a nice hotel. Where
not only that, but his injuries aren't consistent now because now it's saying he was, hit in the face and had something poured on him. But when I first heard this story, I thought the man was dying. I thought that they were doing prayer vigils because I heard his ribs were cracked. He was beaten where one of his kidneys had decreased function. They had the whole story. Like this man had gotten like wrecked by somebody damn near beat him to death.
Niggas are X-Men.
Now you find out, oh, well, his eye's a little swole.
Listen.
And he's got some bruises, but for the most part, and he got the noose put around his neck. And mind you, if all this is true, because I'm going to say that caveat, it very well could be a true story. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I'm reserving judgment until I can see some more information. I just have questions, and there's nothing wrong with having questions.
Now, hang on. Now, let me continue on. But I know some people like, BMT, you're going pretty in on a black man who got racially attacked. You need to just believe this. Listen, if I question the damn preacher who be trying to give a christening to my baby, you think I'm going to believe y'all Negroes all of a sudden? Y'all niggas didn't even believe the children who are getting raped by R. Kelly. Why the fuck would I believe y'all now? Y'all can kiss my black ass with that bullshit. Now, y'all shut the hell up and listen to the story. So, next we're going to go out and say, So somehow these guys all chose to wear MAGA hats, and the slogan was used by make sure they put it in. The slogan was used by Donald Trump during the 2016 U.S. president campaign.
That's so you know it's racist. In case you forgot,
that's what made it racist. That somehow people who are going to commit a hate crime, they make sure that they wear MAGA hats.
Oh, and they were shouting at him, "This is MAGA country," in the middle of Chicago in Illinois. Illinois is not anywhere near MAGA country.
Isn't that a Democratic area? Why would anybody? This will blow my mind. Y'all niggas somehow skip past Kanye, and Kanye wears a MAGA hat. He don't give a shit. But then y'all can go after Jussie. How y'all do that? Now let's go to what the police say on their side. So the Chicago Police Investigation Report: assault on Empire actor Jussie Smollett. Now, what the Chicago police saying, because y'all know we gotta go do some research. Chicago police detectives on Tuesday reviewed hundreds of hours of footage from city and private cameras. I told y'all something's not right about this story. In the Streetville neighborhood, and we're gonna GPS that, but did not gain leads on a report of a possibly racially charged assault and battery involving a star of the television show Empire. Police said they had not made arrests in the reported attack on Jussie Smollett, who plays Jamal Lyon in Empire's Fox. Today, Tuesday night, detectives were expanding their search area for videos of the suspect for their cars to along the Chicago riverfront. Now, see, this is the thing. I want you to understand this, because it's snow, vehicles can't get that far, especially in the snow. I'm not sure how many of y'all ever driven in the snow. You ain't, and as bad as Kev was saying it was, and they just now confirmed it. You're not getting that far, nigga. You ain't doing no Tokyo drifting like Toronto and them around corners. You're gonna leave tracks. And if you leave tracks, it makes it a lot more easier for them to find you. The next thing that goes about is they check where's the area at right here? They said Streetville neighborhood.
Yeah, Streeterville.
Okay,
and mind you, they have done searches. Now, the latest information, I will say the latest information that on their Twitter, Chicago PD claim now that they, after searching for footage, they have observed a person of interest, and they will be posting a video later to see if anyone can identify this person. But from what it seems like, clarification is it's a person who may.
This is Streeterville, Chicago. You're meaning to tell me that somehow that area, I mean, I can understand y'all show me the shitty part.
Well, you saw, if you go back to that article that you were just showing, if you saw his detailing of events, he said that they called to him and were yelling racial slurs at him. That's his words.
Man, you mean to tell me he got jumped in the nice part of town and nobody saw this shit? Like, when I'm showing y'all, listen, y'all looking at images of Streeterville, bro. These are images of Streeterville. This is not the shit. Like, again, this is not the shitty part of town. Ain't no fucking way. Mind you, when you go to the nice part of town, ain't no dumb shit like that happening.
Now, did he challenge these people?
Listen, man.
Did he challenge them? Because if they yelled at him, okay, now look, I'm a tough guy, right? But I'm not a fool. If you step to me and we got to throw hands, we'll throw hands. But if there's two dudes coming down the street wearing MAGA hats, yelling racist and homophobic things at me at 2:00 in the morning, and ain't nobody else out on the street, I'm probably going to beat cheeks back to the nearest place where there's other people.
Facts. Why is it this place look so nice?
Murdered in the street.
Why does this place look so nice?
Because it is nice. Because he's a celebrity. He's not going to be staying down in the hood.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, this shit is not making no damn sense, man. I'm sorry, man. Let me
He's not at the Red Roof Inn, bruh.
We don't know that. He may have hit on some hard times.
or he's a budget. He's a budget. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Maybe he's frugal with his money. He's down at the Ramada or at the La Quinta Inn.
Oh,
and
sorry.
He's,
this
he's
place
like,
is still well. This place is still well lit up at nighttime. I don't know, Jesse. You got some explaining to do. Like, this place is still pretty lit up at nighttime. And I mean, some of y'all gonna be like, man, it's all like y'all victim shaming. You know what? Okay. So let's go with this. Now, I want y'all to look at this right here. Now, one of the biggest things that for black people, why a lot of people are having a hard time, especially black people are having a hard time getting behind this shit. Because we understand that the gay community has not been the best when it comes to minorities. And no Asians, no black people. Why do gay people tolerate blatant racism? Now, there's an article that states that, and you can ask some gay people, that even amongst their own sexual, sexuality movement, that's what it is. Racism is a serious problem within the LGBT community and needs to be addressed. Despite the determination of many minority ethnic LGBT people do not to do just that. It's not happening. How can I be a bigot when I am myself a member of an oppressed minority? Is a prevailing attitude among some white LG people. Now, see, that's the thing. That's how the hell are you a minority? Being gay is not an ethnicity, is it, Kev? Is being a sexual preference an ethnicity now?
No.
So why the hell do you call themselves a minority? See, this is why I have a problem.
They're a minority of the population, which is that's the only form of minority, is that it's a cultural minority. Maybe even a biological minority, if you consider that somewhere between like 3 to 8% of the total population of 7 billion people on this planet, maybe gay, bi, transgender, asexual, or what have you.
Listen, y'all better stop. Listen, I'm tired of y'all. Listen, y'all LGBT, quit using victimization talking black point. Listen, whenever they come to me saying, "How would you know I'm a gay person?" They beat and I'm like, bruh, I got history on me. I don't know about you. I didn't see your ass out there in the cotton fields. So when you come to me about your plight of bullshit, I'm like, move the fuck on with that shit. Like, miss me with the bullshit. Y'all wouldn't even have the rights if my people wouldn't have done the work. So fuck off with that shit. So I'm just being for real. I'm letting y'all know y'all could try to skewer our shit, but I'll shut you down. Now, it's crazy. This is the thing about I want to say is this, because in the Chicago thing, police said they had not made any arrests. They couldn't find anything. Tuesday night, detectives, they expounded. Now people say 2 people approached Smollett. Police say, from what he told them, that he was approached at 2 a.m. Tuesday, he was walking in a 300 block of East Lower Tower, and I can look it up, and got his attention by yelling racial and homophobic slurs. Smollett is black and openly gay. We understand that. Smollett was hit with an unknown chemical substance and was poured on him. According to, now here's the thing about it. If it's an unknown chemical substance, right? Let me say this. In the hospital,
now to be bleach,
huh?
It's which we now believe to be bleach.
Now, if that was the case, they would have been able to detect that because they run tests on you. They do. You're not going to tell me anything differently. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. Kev's right here too. He also works in the medical field. I've done plenty of investigating cases. If semen gets on you, they can run to see what it is and what the person has. If it's a chemical thrown on you, they will run tests on you immediately. So if somebody throws bleach on you, you're going to know it's bleach. It's the smell. I'm not joking. You're going to know bleach is. It has a very pungent smell.
Well, here's another thing, though. Some of the treatments and things that they use to melt ice, if you have ice, ice melt can smell bleach like or have a chlorinated smell.
Oh,
That's
you talking
not
about the chlorinated
uncommon.
smell? Well, it's the heat. It's the heat. Yeah, I get what you're going at
You
with
see what
that.
I'm saying? So he may have thought. I mean, that's the other thing. He says that they put something on him, but at the same time, that could have just been you were getting your ass beat in the snow. So, I mean,
must be one kind of ass whooping. Must be amazing ass. Must be an amazing ass whooping indeed.
well, the other thing is in that story, he says that they approached him, yelling out racial slurs and things. Why didn't you take off the other way then? Why didn't you go back to the subway? At least head that direction. If you can get close enough for people to hear you screaming.
I'm saying this for anybody who's watching this. If you see an aggressive group or brand of people coming at you, are you going to stay there and try to figure out what that crowd of angry mob is going to do? Or are you going to take off running? Now, usually, as much as y'all niggas done seen Get Out, I thought y'all would have been smart to run. Like, I tell y'all, when y'all see people who ain't afraid of y'all think y'all would be smart to say, yo, like, fuck, group coming down here with a noose in their hand. Let me figure out what they want. Maybe they come in peace. This ain't the Native Americans meeting the colonizers. I mean, literally, you got stories of black people in Chicago when certain people come around them at gas stations, they pull out a gun or a knife and stab or shoot and say, yo, I'll let God sort it out. I'm not figuring this shit out. Nah. It's not like we don't know how bad Chicago is. I mean, I'm just
for real. I mean, Chicago's so bad that honestly, all three of them people was in danger of being out. They could have been fighting on the street. Someone could have drove by and shot all three of them. That's how bad Chicago is at times. You know?
Now, let me show y'all why I say what I say about I believe that the LGBT is using this as a stunt to get black people on their side. Because we all have not forgotten the Kevin Hart incident. And when it came to the Kevin Hart incident, they took Don Lemon. And Don Lemon said that the white man is a terrorist and the most dangerous person. You remember that, Kev? Do you remember that?
Yep.
Who is Don Lemon married to?
Last I checked, a white male.
Yes. How Don Lemon, when your man is pounding you out from the back, do you think that you are being held hostage by a jihadist or some shit? I just gotta ask that question because this is how they think this is how they do it. He'll tell you black people to be mindful of white people, that y'all need to be up in an uproar and fighting white people, but then he's going home to a white man. Just like Shannon Sharp. Y'all can't say I'm making this up because y'all can look this shit up for yourselves. This is why I say the best way they know how to get black people is get them angry and riled up. Logic goes out the window for some. Now I'm gonna show you the next thing, and I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you how they tried to check Kevin Hart at one time. And y'all remember Kevin Hart had that incident that me and Kevin covered about the gay remark he made. Mind you, he had already said something about it. He said, "I'm not going to keep on apologizing." CNN Don Lemon says, if Kevin Hart doesn't want to be an LGBT ally, we'll have to march on without him. Now, it's funny that they want you black men to be their ally. But I just showed you an article where they don't respect you. They don't see you as equals, but they want you to ally your resources unto them. On Monday night, CNN anchor Don Lemon called out Kevin Hart for remarks he said on his radio show about the blowback the comedian received for homophobic tweets he made several years ago. Mind you, did you see white people chasing down?
Oh, well,
Well, white people chasing down Dave Chappelle.
That we don't live in a culture of forgiveness. There is no forgiveness in this culture. The memories of everybody is long. All they do is forgive you long enough to put you back in line. But they will like a woman. Sometimes they will bring up stuff that's been stewing. Kevin Hart is already catching hell now for what he said about this situation.
Still,
because he made a comment. Right. He made a comment about Jussie, where all he did is post a Twitter thing that was basically said, you know what, my heart goes out to him. Much love to this young brother. We need to put aside the hate in this country and start focusing on loving one another. And his Twitter got dragged with people basically saying, well, remember your gay jokes from 2011? Not so funny now. This is why we can't joke about. And once again, comedy starts falling under the control of the fascist, monopolies out here of people that want to basically become the fun police and kill anything that sounds like disagreement.
So we can crack jokes on black people's hair, their mannerisms, the way they act, the way they have to behave. We can crack jokes on white people. We can crack jokes on Asians. We can crack jokes on everything. Well, not the Jews. You get your ass fucked up for that. But you can crack jokes on most racial people. However, let you say something about the LGBT, you get in trouble. You get shut. Well, you can't say it's not true because
almost like everybody now. You can't say anything about any group because that particular group now feels like it's the most important group in the world, and every group is now upset.
Dude, listen, damn well if we worked inside the hospital clinic and we said, man, white people smell funny. There ain't no blowback to that.
Well, the smell funny folks though will come out, and you'll have some other group that'll show up saying there are people with medical conditions that we naturally smell, and this is shaming people that have the body odor. I'm telling you, that's the one.
No, I believe you. That's why I'm like, at some point, if we can't speak our mind on how we truly feel, then what freedom do you really have? Because if you're going by what the narrative that they set up for you, that they want you to follow through, then you're not truly actually going by the design that you actually need to be upholding or the code for yourself. Again, after pleading on his show for Kevin Hart to reach out to him and to be an ally for the LGBT community, Lemon told his viewers that he had off the record conversation with the entertainer. I'm not coming for Kevin, okay? This is just we're trying to learn and have a dialogue and a conversation here, because when talking about this story on this program, I asked Kevin to reach out to me. And guess what? Over the weekend, he did.
Can I stop you there for a moment, brother?
Go ahead.
Are you looking at the language that Lemon?
Yeah. He said we.
Well, first of all, look, I'm not coming for Kevin, okay? This is part of his reinforcement that he's rediscovered that he's black.
Mm-hmm.
Because now he's starting to use the language that the common Negro uses.
Yeah.
Now, most of my life, I will admit, dudes like me and Don Lemon have been usually probably called out as being coons because we what they call talk white, right?
Correct.
Correct. We talk, but I've noticed over the past few years after that time, Don Lemon got called out on his blackness. If you remember that a couple of years ago,
they ostracized him.
Yeah, they called him out. Ever since then, he somehow got his "I'm Black Again" card, and he's been running with that. But I just noticed in that story, he said, and then he makes it out like, I reached out to the brother because I'm trying to wait. So you're putting yourself on a tier.
It's called code switch, man. He code switched real quick. We don't.
Is that what it is?
It's called code. It's code switching. They did a movie with it with that dude who plays in Atlanta. Not Danny Glover. Danny Glover's cover. What's the dude's name?
Donald Glover.
Not Donald Glover. Donald Glover. One of the guys on Atlanta. he does a movie called Code Switching. Thank you. Have a nice day. He has, and pretty much, when he does that, he talks about code switching and how, a lot of black people have to code switch. What the thing about it is, and y'all going to see this with Don Lemon, Camilla Harris, and a lot of them. You're going to see them use talking points and pretty much different types of triggers for blacks. What is going on is they're using triggers to get you blacks off code, off whatever code you got. Mind you, and I'm gonna pull this out with the Black Lives Matter. Okay? I'm gonna pull this out with them. Let me show you just how much the LGBT thinks of you black men. I'm gonna be so for real. Do you think Black Lives Matter has anything implemented or set up for black people or black men? I would ask you that first before I start, Kevin.
I don't think so.
Let's find out. And if you want to, y'all can go cite it for yourself. This is the Black Lives Matter page right here. Black Lives Matter. Take action. Press room. Shop. Resource. Donate. About her story. Now, why would they say her story? Why would they say her story? Our co-founders, what we believe. Let's find out what we believe. Diversity, restorative justice, globalism, queer affirming, unapologetically black, collective value, empathy, love, engagement, transgender affirming, black villages, black women, black families, integration, intergenerational. Is there anything on here about a black man? Holy shit. There is nothing on here about a black man. Again, the LGBT took whatever movement y'all Negroes think y'all had and made it their bitch. This is why when I say that they're trying to get y'all back, because some black men say, fuck it, I'm not dealing with y'all. I'm not dealing with this bullshit no more. This is exactly, why would y'all want to be aligned with this type of movement? Y'all can get mad for what I'm saying, but again, you see it right here with Don Lemon, how he's using certain talking points to get Kevin Hart, a heterosexual man, to align himself and work for them. If you want to get back in the good graces, do that. Okay? However, again, they already got Jussie as one of their guinea pigs.
Well, that's also, I mean, didn't Shaun White also get knocked out of, remember him from Black Lives Matters? Didn't he do the same thing where he claimed he was a victim of assault, and then later on it turned out that he lied about it?
Yeah. I don't even know how did he even become a Black Lives Matter leader? Niggas not even
way back with Michael Brown. And he remember he said that he got attacked. He said that he got attacked for being black back in school at one point.
He got attacked for being black in school.
Somebody went back and checked, because nowadays we have the ability to go back and check, and you better have your facts straight. And it turns out on the form he was listed as white in his school, by the way. And that's, then he got in trouble for basically claiming he was black and doing the Rachel Dolezal transracial thing. But and that 6 witnesses, including a teacher who broke up the fight, all said it was a one-on-one altercation, and he and the other person sustained minor injuries, but he made it out that he got jumped for being black.
Again, I'm telling y'all right now, man. This Jussie Smollett thing, and Willie D said it best. Actually, let me make sure I got to pull up that thing that you put out there, Kev. Which you've been, I know you put out some stuff. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Grab
There's just some stories about Jussie that's going around. One of the things that I've seen put up and taken down, and I think like you were mentioning, Didi was talking about on YouTube. There were some questions about that were raised where Jussie, where some people have stated apparently, or have said, or some anonymous sources have said that Jussie was attacked in a fight over someone's boyfriend. Apparently, he went to he was a VIP at a gay club earlier that evening. He went home with someone's boyfriend, and then that person's boyfriend that he hooked up with some partners showed up and whooped his ass, and I guess out of embarrassment or whatnot, he went to someone's house, and he went to his friend. He went home, and then his friend basically called the police to say he was assaulted. And I guess he had to come up with a story because saying I got beat up by other gay dudes for stealing the gay dude's boyfriend probably wasn't going to be good for his image on the show.
I would believe that. I would have an easier time believing that than believing that a bunch of dudes in MAGA hats came and fucked you up.
Well, they can't. You're talking about, like you said, there's cameras everywhere. You can't find one, and the only person of interest the police are looking for right now is a single person who might have actually been a witness and not a suspect. And then the police, the story that TMZ reported, that they're saying that he never said it when they talked to the police. He never said anything about them yelling or making a comment about MAGA country. That somehow worked its way into the story after the fact. So the police even are somewhat denying. I posted a link to you about that, about how the police and how the media can't get the story straight. And the thing I posted was from Reason.com, which is as far left as you can go without ending back up on the right.
Mm-hmm. Let me show y'all a picture of, I guess it's supposed to be Jussie after getting his ass fucked up, which I'm just saying, man, if you got your ass fucked up, damn it, dude, you came out pretty good. That's how you look getting your ass beat.
Mind you, that's Lee Daniels that he's in that picture with doing and we all know Lee Daniels has had his issues recently with with things with women, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Why is he sharing an Insta? I mean, they're FaceTiming, and Lee Daniels, I guess, took it upon himself to capture the image.
Yeah, to capture the image to show him getting beat up, or him how beat up he was. Which, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. If you had some shit thrown in your eyes, I don't know how the fuck you seeing looking around like that. If somebody would beat your ass, why don't you have more bruises on you? Why aren't your eyes blackened? Why ain't your eyes swollen? If you had, usually when you have chemical compounds thrown in your eyes get swollen. They're not. I'm sorry, y'all trying, but you're dealing with somebody who did. Let me see if I can find that thing.
Oh, yeah, acting Diddy in the club.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of
check your Facebook. There's the thing is that it was a Twitter. Yeah, it's small.
Yeah, I can read it. I can read it though.
Comments and on Twitter and on Snapchat that apparently have been deleted since. Maybe for reasons.
No, they didn't. No, you caught it. I'm gonna read it. I know it's small, but bear with us. The fact that Jussie was in VIP the night of the incident at a gay club, he was acting sedity, as he always does when he is at a popular gay club. He hooked up with someone's boyfriend and was followed home by the boyfriend and a few buddies. Okay, this is you already know gay people gossip and they tell all.
Yeah, because this is somebody who sounds like they know him.
Now,
because
mind you,
the fact
hold on. Now, mind you, this is posted January the 29th. Okay. This was the same night that he got jumped. Okay. That's why he got beat up. His people are making up a elaborate story. Okay. Making up an elaborate story because of how bad his ass got whooped. Now, honestly, if Jussie would just be honest and tell that, I would say, okay, cool. His people encourage him to go along with the lie so he can use it. I don't know, Kev. You sound on point with this shit, man. Sorry, Jussie. You're exposed. Now, somebody put this out about him. Now, we ain't gonna pretend like we ain't never seen gay niggas be fighting. And I'm willing to go more so with this story right here, that he was fucking around with another dude's man, and some niggas came and rocked his ass. More so than the MAGA bullshit.
Because it's more plausible. It's simple. And then to run along with the lie so he can use it for publicity sounds just like a Hollywood move. And like one of the commenters in the channel saying he was scared that he lost or that he was losing. So now you don't want to have a scandal. A scandal can cost you a job today in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
and I mean, the thing about and that's the thing about it.
If you got beat up by some dudes in MAGA hats and said they put a rope around my neck, and it's because I mean it's almost too perfect a racist situation. I mean, the only thing, I mean, it's way too perfect, and that's what makes my mind is scientific, right? I think logic, and that's what I say. He very well could be telling the truth. It's not like these things don't happen, but I just have questions. First of all, why at 2:00 in the morning in the middle of Chicago? Why were they specifically wearing had he left the MAGA hat thing out and just said that they were, said something about Trump, I'd be more inclined to believe that than the fact that these dudes were walking like billboards, like for the alt-right.
Yeah, that's the thing about I don't get. That's why I'm saying it's not. And y'all brothers know this shit don't even sound believable, man. Y'all know damn well this shit don't sound logical at all. Now, hang on, we gonna pull this shit out, like I said, because this is why I said narratives be going a long goddamn way. And hang on, I got the shit because doggone me and doggone Kev, we did some good research on this shit, y'all. Shout out to Kev.
And if they're going that far, why didn't they again? And I'm
gay people. Gay people don't give a fuck. They'll tell you straight up. They don't give a fuck. They're like, yo, we beat his ass. I don't give a fuck. Now we looked this up on the reason. This is the reason. When was the date for this? See, that's the thing about it. Who puts a noose around your neck, beats you, and drags your ass, and then lets you get away, lets you walk away?
And again, if they were really that malicious, why weren't you beat worse? I mean, I've seen footage of people that were actually beat by the Klan, that were beat by racists and neo-Nazis in the streets. I've seen these things. I've seen people in just regular fistfights, come into the hospital or go into the ER. They were just in a fist fight in a bar, just with some dudes that they just got mad at. And they look 10 times worse. That dude looks like he's ready to go back out on the set any minute.
Thank you. Now, I got a question. His lips.
He looks like he fell off his electric scooter on his way back to the hotel room.
His lips ain't fucked up. Eyes not swollen. With good enough makeup, he could go right back to acting. I got a question. Usually when people get jumped, you be way more fucked up than this. Your lips would be busted up. Your nose would have had dry blood. You're telling me that these dudes were so considerate enough not to hit him up in his face?
Look, his lips ain't even cut.
So that's the thing about it. I don't get because with enough makeup,
they said that they hit him in the face. He said they hit him in the face first. Remember that article you had earlier?
Yeah.
He said they hit him in the face.
That's what I'm saying. It's not matching up. Who gets their ass kicked and comes out looking like goddamn Black Jesus? I mean, damn. Either these dudes didn't know how to hit you or you were dodging and dipping. But then again, how the hell how they put a noose around your neck? That's why I think the story, that's why the cops are like, wait, this story don't make no damn sense. And then we're going to show you right here.
His edge up still look good.
Still look too damn good. Now this right here, Chicago police.
Look at that picture. Look at that picture.
It don't make no damn sense, man.
He looks exactly the same.
He sound like he looking like he doing pretty damn good. Chicago police deny claim that Jussie Smollett identified attackers as white. Can't get their story straight and about whether he heard them say. Now, mind you, the story keeps on changing. That's what the police are saying, not what we're saying. The police are saying, why does your story keep on changing? Nobody forgets how they get their ass whooped. That's one thing I can tell you right now. Nobody's gonna forget, man. Even I can remember the goddamn bully in school when he threw sand in my face and kicked me and started kicking me in my legs.
I remember every fight. I used to bounce clubs.
You don't forget those things, pal. You don't forget those fights that you be in. Because that's a part of your mental psyche, like fight or flight. There's no way somebody gets jumped and they don't remember how to get jumped. I'm sorry. That's bullshit. But then we're also looking at Empire star Jussie Smollett is in the hospital after 2 people allegedly assault him on the streets of Chicago around 2:00 a.m. The police investigating the attack was a hate crime since the perpetrators reportedly made racist and homophobic slurs. Smollett is a gay black man. Several media outlets reference claims that appeared in TMZ's coverage of this matter. Most notably, the perpetrators were white and yelled, "This is MAGA country," as they attacked Smollett, but a spokesperson for the Chicago police denied having any information about the race or political views of the attackers. Boom. So you mean to tell me that the guy who literally does the interview on you said, wait, where the fuck are y'all getting all this information from?
Well, because it doesn't make sense. Okay, so they were wearing ski masks. How do you know what race they were? Oh, wait. They must have all had blue eyes. Maybe that must have, they must have had blue eyes, because the blue-eyed white MAGA Aryan race. And then it's negative 15 degrees in Chicago at 2:00 in the morning. They've got to be wearing coats. So how do you know what color these dudes are?
Let me also let y'all know something about how the body works. Whenever it's that cold and you got enough energy to hit somebody, your hand's going to start to swell up. I'm not sure if you understand that. I've been in plenty of fights. You hit somebody in the freezing cold, your hand's going to swell up. Whenever you hit somebody, your hand's going to start to swell up.
Well, maybe that's why he doesn't look so beat up, because they were wearing gloves.
Okay, so let's just go off of the instance of if they were wearing gloves. Somehow these dudes were considered enough to wear gloves. So how the hell you know they're white? How do you know that they're white, Cal?
I'm telling you, he's gonna say something like, "Well, they had blue eyes," because blue-eyed racist.
You can see all that shit at nighttime, nigga. I still been trying to figure out what color Jason's eyes are. That nigga, all he does is wear a ski mask.
Yeah,
like we still don't. Oh my god, bro. Oh man, Jesse, Tink, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
I said, it may be true. It may be a true story, but
no, I ain't gonna even say that shit now. I'm not giving him that.
I hate to say it. I pray that this story is true, and I know it's wrong because I hate to think that horrible racist things like this happen in America to this day and age, and I know they do. And I hate to see something happen like that to this brother, but I hope his story is true, because if he's lying, do you know what's going to happen?
I hope it's not true. And I hope because if it's not true, I hope they fire his black ass. I hope that they discredit TMZ. I hope everybody who joined in this bandwagon, I hope they all get destroyed for lying, for giving out false information, because we got enough of that bullshit. And that means you're playing off the emotions of black people. You're trying to get them riled up to a fucking fight that was false. Jesse, you better be telling the goddamn truth, boy.
And if it is not true, every single one of these celebrities needs to come out and first apologize. They need to say, we were sorry, we got it wrong. We need to apologize to people who wear MAGA hats. We need to apologize to the president for implying that he has led to a racist situation. We need to apologize to the fans of our show. We need to apologize to Black America. We need to apologize to everybody for getting it wrong. We need to apologize for making this story out to be something it was not. And none of them will do it. None of them are going to come back and be like, "Oh, you know, we were wrong."
They won't. They won't do that, because that would mean that. Listen, that means if they do that, that means whenever they say something, that means we have to challenge it off of the basis of we can't trust you, motherfuckers. I told y'all I do not trust this type of dangerous narrative, because what that tells me is that y'all will say anything, and that me as a black man, I have to just take it at face value. I have to believe what you're saying. Mind you, Willie D said something about this. Willie D said, how the hell does somebody get attacked racially by the police? I mean, or whoever attacked them. They beat you the way they did and just let you leave. Let you get up and walk the fuck away. That makes no type of logical sense. Because that means they did not have the heart to finish the job and leave you for dead. This is why I'm saying that something ain't realistic about what happened. It does not add up. Because I'm just saying that if you're saying that everybody who wears a MAGA hat is racist, you're painting a very dangerous narrative. Let me know if I'm wrong about saying that, Kev.
Didn't we just see this with the kid and the Native American guy?
Yep.
Where people immediately attacked these children, these teenagers from this Christian school, where like we immediately made judgments about them based on a short snippet of video. And this is why I always say I need the whole video. I can't just come in with the video that you're showing.
They didn't want to show that. The news didn't want to show that the whole video what actually really did happen. Because mind you, they didn't say nothing about the black Israelites that were calling those white kids F words and rapists and ancestral babies. Mind you, these are grown men calling these kids that.
Yeah, and everybody came for them. And then when the truth came out and the whole story came out, and we started to find out about this Native American, we found out about the Black Hoteps over there. We found out the full video that showed the kid just standing there, and they approached him. When all that came out, all them dudes that had come for him had disappeared. Everybody had disappeared. By the way, your video feed is on your image and not you.
Oh no. I'm looking right now for I'm looking right now for Willie D. I'm looking right now for Willie D's tweet. I'm trying to find it, but Willie D.
Like I said, a while back we had the LGBT waitress that got the receipt that we don't tip your kind, and some racist, homophobic things that they said to her. And then the people said, whoa. We never wrote that. That's not us. In fact, we have a copy of our receipt. We never, you know what? We never said any of that. And they went back and they looked, and they said, oh no, that's not my handwriting. That's not our handwriting. And they matched it, and they found out it was the waitress. This is a story that's not more maybe about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
We have countless stories that turned out to be hoaxes, where people claimed something and then something didn't happen. And so all I'm saying is that we need to go at this with a little intelligence. It is more likely in this scenario that this was a domestic dispute than it was a random hate crime on the street.
Right. Again, this is the image of him after the fight. And I wanted, like I said, I asked y'all, whenever you take a hit in freezing cold temperature, your body is going to swell up in that area. You mean to tell me he don't have no swollen bruises on his face, around his eyes? No kind of burnt tender. If a rope was put around you, ropes cut into skin and cause burning. You mean to tell me none of that touched this young man. You see, that's why I said you're not gonna get me to just jump on any old boy's cause, because if you're not making no kind of functioning kind of movement, you're not trying to. Black people, we gotta be smart and take a step back from some of this stuff and ask the hard questions. I'm not saying we're not under no pretense are we talking down on him, but I'm saying that something is not right about the story. And we got to stop being used for certain narratives. Because then we all got mad at Chris Brown, come to find out it was a lie. How many times have we jumped onto some type of plight from somebody playing the victim role, but we didn't find out the truth? And then when we found out the truth, there was no repercussion for the liar. Understand that this is a new day and age where they're not really looking for proof like they should.
There was that Drake University up in Iowa, that story about the student, if you remember that one, where that apparently they were getting racist notes pushed under her door, if you remember.
Yeah.
In Des Moines, claiming that she had, that notes were being pushed on her door, racism. She's, spray painted, and then it turned out that she had written those notes. This is a recent story. This is back about maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you remember that story.
No, I do. I know. Just like the girl who had
Kavanaugh hearings. We had the whole Kavanaugh thing. This is where I say evidence. I'm not victim shaming. I'm not saying that people aren't victims and that bad things don't happen. What I am saying is that I cannot believe somebody based on their word, their solemn word alone. I need evidence. And it doesn't make me a bad person to say, okay, I will listen to your story, but I need evidence. I need to see something other than just your word, because people lie. That is the nature of humanity. Human beings lie. Everybody lies. We tell little lies. We tell big lies. At some point, we tell white lies. We tell whoppers sometimes. But people lie for various reasons, and it doesn't have to be nefarious. It could literally just be this guy, he got back to his apartment and he had a fight with his boyfriend. And to protect his boyfriend, he makes up this story about, some guys jumping him with MAGA hats.
It would help his acting when it comes to him getting other roles and other stuff, and pretty much getting that victimizing position. And honestly, I forgot where I saw it. There were some what was the guy? The guy
it goes back to motivation.
Yeah.
Your motivation for lying is to protect someone at that point. It's not a great leap to think they got into a domestic dispute, and then when somebody calls the police show up, and now you got to come up with a story, or your boyfriend is going to go to jail, and it's going to be in. Now that's going to make TMZ.
That would make TMZ.
Attacked by boyfriend,
or boyfriend, actual man beat your ass. See, now if they honestly came out and said that, I would believe that. And here's the thing about it. I want y'all to be up on game about. Here's the thing I want y'all to understand this. If what is going on really is happening, right? I want y'all to think about this. I want y'all to really think about this. What was I going to say? The black guy that worked that used to be on the Cosby Show, that became a grocery store clerk. And they said after they found out what happened to him, they started offering him what? Jobs in movies for other movies. They started offering him that. But he said, no, I don't want that. Because that means y'all using my situation for another means. And you see, it's not uncommon that we've seen certain people in certain victimization roles rise up to power.
Yeah, you're talking about Jeffrey Owens.
Yes. The guy from the Cosby Show.
Yeah, he was working at Trader Joe's, and people were like, "Oh, poor guy fell on hard times."
And he was like, "No, I actually, mind you, Jeffrey Owens is on other shows. Like he legitimately does other shows. The thing about it is
he was just at the SAG Awards.
They don't, but see, that's the thing. They don't know that. They would never know about him. And the thing that's also interesting about it, he said, I like doing that. It's because I get to spend time with my family. He said, understand this. You're never really being an actor. You're not always working. He said, I told the
job shame the man. They tried to job shame him, and he just opened the SAG Awards too. But yeah, he was like, you know what? Like you said, I like this job. There's nothing wrong with having a good regular blue collar job.
You guys, y'all gotta understand, man. Certain people use certain victimizing talking points to get elevation in certain roles. We seen it at work. We seen it at school. We seen it in in households, court, this country, the world. Do y'all not understand the people who become victims somehow all of a sudden get talking points, doing shows, movies, and all kind of shit? Hell, goddamn it, they got the girl who's over the Me Too movement. Why is she talking at the State of the Union? What the fuck she got to talk about? Huh? My journey of surviving sucking dick. I'm just saying, she's talking about the R. Kelly kid. I'm like, hold up, bitch. I know damn well R. Kelly was not trying to fuck you. Ain't no way in hell R. Kelly got that fucked up that somehow he found your ass. R. Kelly wouldn't even shit on you. But yet she's talking about R. Kelly. But then she got mad and said there's too many white people in Me Too movement. I said, wait, hold up. I thought this shit is for goddamn women. Why does it matter if white women jumping on it? But see, that's the narrative that these niggas will sell you. R. Kelly is nasty though. We're not trying to defend him. I'm just saying people all of a sudden, no, this is the thing about we're saying. Victims were getting paid money to talk on Lifetime. They were getting paid money. Am I correct, Kev? Were they getting paid for that Lifetime special?
Yep. Not only that, but then now they're getting their speaking engagements.
Yep.
They're getting brought to colleges to speak on their experiences.
Mind you, they get paid for all that. Yep. Keep going.
Yeah, they're gonna get to write books, and those are gonna sell to some people. They get interviews. They're gonna be invited to places, to dinners and functions and things, you know, and it's another form of celebrity to be a victim these days.
I'm gonna show you something. Let's look at Colin Kaepernick being a victim. Has he made more money being outside of the NFL or inside? You want the answer?
At this point, I mean, because of his, yeah, he's made more
being on the outside.
By being a victim now outside.
Yeah, he's made more money. He's made more money being on the outside. Cynical says the entertainment industry is dead, and so now to fight their careers dying off, falling celebrities are making shit up because they put all their eggs in one basket, as opposed to folks like Jay-Z. No, I 120% agree with you.
Well, they're after, and that's a whole nother topic.
Yes, it is.
Need to have of how these people are watching these specials, and these specials are taking the place of jury trials and courts with legitimate evidence and arguments. They're being made with the view of exposing someone as a criminal, as opposed to, even though they make the claim they're just investigating. It's a documentary, but it's not. And the new Michael Jackson one, we need to talk about that at some point, because that one, here we go again with people that can't defend themselves and not being allowed a fair shake, because you're presenting your documentary that you're investigating it, but really what you're doing is you're making a case in the court of public opinions before it ever reaches the point of actual evidence or rebuttal.
Like, I mean, and that's the thing about it. Like, that's why I told people when it comes to the thing like R. Kelly's case, they're not going to be able to try him. And people are going to say,
they just dismissed it. Like 2 days ago in New York, I think, or one of the places, they just dismissed one of R. Kelly's trials just a couple of days ago.
Yep. You know, and a lot of people are going to say, well, yeah, they can. They can't. No, you can't, because you set up a media bias of him. No jury and his lawyer will throw that at them. No jury can honestly judge him because that show is out. Why do you think they tell the victims don't say shit? It hurts the case. But they did it for a buck. Now these girls are on the Breakfast Club. They're on 97. They're doing books. Like I said, y'all niggas go for the checks rather than go for facts. And then there's going to be one day when something does happen and you're going to want people to actually want to fuck with you or believe you. And they're going like, nah, nigga, y'all done play this shit goddamn out. So you get no fucking sympathy from us. I'm going to be for real. Don't be I'm going to tell y'all right now. As me, as a black man, I'm not supporting Jussie. I don't give a fuck. But just like y'all jumped on Kevin and they had no problem shaming him and throwing out all his dirty laundry, fuck that. I'm not supporting Jussie. I didn't want him to get his ass whooped because I like Empire. Some parts of it, even though it shows a very dysfunctional black family. That's all it shows is black dysfunction.
Yeah, that's why I've never watched it.
That's all it shows is black dysfunction.
I've never watched it because once again, it portrays, even at our highest level, black people being thuggish behavior. And I was like, you know, we're better than that.
The one decent black person in the movie they killed off. Mind you, guess who killed them off? Jussie. Jamal Lyon, the gay dude, shoots the black person who was a lawyer, a DA, running for mayor and all that shit. I found that that's some crazy ass symbolism. They kill him. He doesn't go to trial. He doesn't get no kind of prosecution. Like I said, some of these shows be having messages behind there showing the negativity of our people and other people and racial shit and bad bigotry.
And it's not justice to try people in a court of public opinions where there's no defensive side. There's not a they don't do a follow-up documentary or a second one from the slanted position that R. Kelly might be innocent of this. They don't do it. They present it with their case. What they basically did was present a prosecutorial case against Kelly. And just like with the new Michael Jackson documentary, a prosecutorial case against Michael Jackson. Basically, the position is, it's basically the Hollywood version of Crowder. You know, R. Kelly's guilty, Michael Jackson's guilty. Prove me wrong. And that's what they're saying in these videos. They never present these things. It's just like Michael Moore. When he makes his documentaries, it's always slanted from the position that guns is bad, America's bad, Trump is bad, white people is bad, this is bad, medicine is bad. But I'm just examining things objectively. No, you're not. It's not objective if you go in with what's called research bias from the start.
Facts.
When you go in with the mindset that you're trying to prove something, you're automatically biased because you've already decided that how you make your case, how you examine the whole thing is going to be slanted from the position that you believe it's true.
And how many men have been incarcerated and locked up? How many false trials have happened off of what Kevin is talking about right now? The mob and the crowd and the villagers already grabbed the pitchforks in the torches, and you don't even know the real reason. You're like, hold up, are y'all going to even listen to the evidence? Are y'all going to even listen to the conversation?
Kavanaugh trial. I said this during the Kavanaugh trial, and I don't get it. And this is my problem with Me Too. I get that victims need to be heard, but we also have to remember that, especially in this country, Black people need to hold up and think back 30, 40 years ago. A Black man could be thrown in jail just from the accusation alone. Did we forget what happened to Emmett Till?
Yeah.
And then a few months ago, that lady, she came out and said, oh, okay, I admit it was all a lie.
I admit it. Yeah, that shit actually didn't happen. But hey, let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're supposed to be like, okay. I mean, we all sit in school, those of us who finish it, and we've all had to read To Kill a Mockingbird. And there's a reason why they made us read that book. In that very story, a man was being accused of a heinous crime by a white lady, and it turns out she was lying the whole time about this Black man that was going to get himself hung in the street. They were trying to lynch the dude. Yep. He was already guilty. They didn't want to let him have fair representation. The guy representing him in the case, the town was like, "Why are you representing this nigger?" If you really need to understand why people like me stop and say, I need to ask questions, I need evidence. If you sit there and be like, why, if your first instinct is you shouldn't shame the rape victims that are coming forward with their story, you need to go back and read To Kill a Mockingbird, or watch the movie if you can't be bothered to read it. You need to go back and watch the movie Rosewood, or read the testimonies that occurred during that time period.
Mind you, you know the thing bad about it, for the Rosewood case, they had to find one white person who was outsourced out of it, and the child of one of them was saying, "No, I was alive for that." They killed and burnt all those Black people. Like, we owed them this. Same thing for Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was off of an accusation. Y'all gotta understand, man, these alleged accusations nowadays, it takes next to nothing anymore. This is why I say, you Black men, y'all should be the last one jumping on these bandwagons of this accusation bullshit. Because this is the shit that's been putting us in the grave and incarceration for years. Now we're being told because somebody is fucking gay, I gotta go alongside with them. Mind you, they didn't give a fuck. Understand that I don't give a shit about your sexual preference. What the fuck does that mean to me as a Black man? I can't hide that I'm Black. Nobody gives a fuck about you being gay. Don't mix your goddamn problems with mine. I don't mix mine with yours. You don't fuck with me, I don't need to fuck with you. But y'all are not going to keep on saying, I mean, I'm seeing other people saying, well, guess what? My prayers go out to Jussie Smollett, Empire star Jussie Smollett injured in homophobic attack. These are what people are making YouTube videos of this shit.
And then silencing. That's the other thing. We can't even have a discussion. Like you said, they took down Dee's video earlier. There's been a couple other people I've seen on YouTube whose videos that if you didn't put the right angle, or if you said the wrong thing, I'm honestly surprised. I won't be surprised to see if this video goes down, because there is a group out there. There is a narrative that will try and squash and silence any opposition, because they don't want people asking questions. They want to have this fight. They want to have this argument. I tell you, we are headed towards something in this country. And I've said it before, and people keep saying, you're going a little bit too far. We're close to a civil war in this country of some magnitude. People are drawing literal lines in the sand. We got Antifa on one side, alt-right on the other. These are two extremes, but they're dragging the middle, everybody in the middle, towards some sort of fight. And it's only going to take one incident before things really pop off. And we are getting there because we have Congress people, the head of the Congress telling the president he can't come give the State of the Union now. And if he shows up, you're going to have him escorted out the building. telling the president like she's got the power.
Oh, but bitch,
like she wasn't the one elected to run the country.
See that? Go ahead, man. Go ahead, bro.
We have never been closer to the edge, and I think honestly, a lot of people want it. Back 2 summers ago, or last summer, or the summer before last, it was all about the Confederate statues. We got to tear these down, damn it! This relics of the past and bigotry and hatred, and everybody was falling all over themselves to drag these things down, and then all of a sudden, people stopped caring. Why? Because it stopped being big news.
Facts. Notice that when it starts being big news, nobody gives a shit. When it starts being big news, nobody gives a shit. Not so long ago, y'all were complaining about the NFL. Now all of a sudden, y'all don't give a fuck about what's going on. You notice those 4 players ain't kneeling.
Now, but we're gonna complain about Big Boy. We're gonna complain about Big Boy not being the one to step away, or Travis Scott. They can't even make money. Aretha Franklin, or not Aretha Franklin.
Gladys Knight.
What's the name from Gladys Knight? Gonna do the opening, and y'all gonna tell her she can't.
Y'all gonna say she a sellout. She's a sellout. That one.
These people, Gladys Knight was back there fighting when we actually had real racism in the streets. Not this thing that we imagine is going on, when it was just when she couldn't drink at the water fountain. So you're telling me that things have not, that she has seen the darkness. She didn't pretend through it like some of us, where the closest thing we've gotten to possible racism is that somebody misspelled our name on our damn Starbucks cup. Again. These people lived through something, and we're going to tell her that she's canceled because she's not backing up Colin Kaepernick, who ain't seen a day of racism in his life until he actually decided he was black somewhere when in his 20s.
At his convenience when he wasn't decided black.
When he's rich and wealthy, and when all of this goes down and things crumble, and we have all this racial tension in the country, he can retire back to his $1 million mansion in the hills and ride it out, while the rest of us are down here in the streets fighting each other tooth and nail, scratching, because they put us back in the situation that we spent 50 damn years climbing out of, and then marching down the street on Martin Luther King's birthday talking about we believe in the dream. Y'all don't believe in the dream, because the dream was that we would all work together. And you don't want to work together. You want to be better or superior, or you want to be right and squash somebody else down. This is the problem that we have. And then we get a situation like this that comes and throws more fuel on the fire. People couldn't wait to run out. Couldn't wait to run out in the streets and say, oh, MAGA hats. Oh, Trump's done it again. They put his name in every one of these articles.
And see, that's the thing about it. I don't get it. I don't get that, man. Why is it that all of a sudden? Here's the thing about it. I gotta ask you guys this. This is what I'm gonna ask you. If you see a black person with a MAGA hat on, are y'all gonna punch them? Are y'all gonna attack them?
I wish someone would.
I'm honestly curious to go buy a MAGA hat. I just want to try some of you niggas. I promise you, I will put you bitches in the dirt. I keep my steel on me, baby. I promise you.
Word to God.
I will come to your goddamn funeral and put a MAGA hat right in your coffin with you, bitch. I said, this is the shit you died over. See, this is why, and y'all gonna say, oh, I can't believe BMT just said that. No, because that's how stupid they're playing y'all. Over fucking hats. Over policies and politics. I got a question. Most of these policies and politics have fucked you up. Let's be for real. They didn't even want you part of the welfare state and different other programs. The LGBT doesn't even fuck with Black Lives Matter. They don't.
What is black unemployment right now?
It's actually gone up, man. Well, me and you know that. Well, we know that, but some people.
You see what I'm saying?
People don't want to. What is the
quality of living and the wages of the average black man right now in America? It is. I'll save you the trouble. It is higher than it was during Obama's administration and Bush's administration. Now, I'm sure there's somebody out there that will try and do some sort of mental gymnastics and bust out with, their syllabus and give you a 16-week course on all the reasons in their calculations and their algorithms to show that it was somehow Obama's policies 6 years ago that now are showing dividends. But I think we all know the difference. I think it's time that maybe now, and I'm not out here shilling for Trump.
Definitely not.
But I am an evidence-based person. And I'm going to look at evidence and say, are things really as bad as we're making them out to be?
Honestly,
Truly?
I'm gonna be for real, man. And I got to do a talk on the government shutdown later on. And like I said, a lot of y'all, we gotta understand, man. Sometimes people be playing our honesty. And the thing about it is, I'm gonna tell you one of the problems that we have an issue of, especially in the Black community. Blacks are too trusting. Just because they see the same person have the same color or pigment, you take what they say for face value and you run with it. And when you do that, you don't know what kind of danger you put yourself into. Because then you could honestly get yourself fucked up. And I want y'all to understand this, man. I want y'all to understand that things are not going to get easier. People play off of y'all emotion. Y'all didn't even know how to handle when y'all found out about that Cynthia G shit. Not saying y'all, but a lot of people didn't know how to handle that shit, man. Just because somebody's your color don't mean that they're for you. I trust Kev because Kev is smart enough to understand, like, listen, I'm going to go do the research. I ain't going to just co-sign the shit. I'm going to go do me some damn research. Jussie Smollett never spoke up for Black people, especially you Black men. He's never said anything for y'all. But now y'all telling me because he's a Black man, I got to join him. I've had more Black men do more fucked up shit to me than goddamn white people. What kind of fuckery is that? But I'm supposed to go fight this war for him when y'all had no problem putting Kevin in his place? Huh?
Exactly. Huh? We were just cooning back in the day, in their opinion.
But they didn't mind putting Kevin Hart back in this. They didn't mind putting Kevin Hart in this place. They didn't mind dragging a Black man, knowing that was his dream to do the Oscars. They didn't mind talking to shit on a lot of different Black males. Y'all didn't mind jumping on Black churches where a Black pastor said, "Listen, you can't dress like that. That we have a dress code."
Childish Gambino. Everybody raved about that video he dropped. Ooh, his This Is America video. Ooh, it's so brilliant. And ooh, look, he's putting all the treatment of Black people on stage. And oh wait, what color is his wife? Is he?
Yeah.
Is that a white woman on his arm?
Yes, it's the white woman.
And all of a sudden, Childish Gambino was no longer the Black America darling he was the week before.
Again, if you don't fit their narrative, then you're not with them. They don't fuck with you. They don't fuck with you. And I understand. Listen, I am fine with that. I told you, motherfuckers, I don't need your validation. I don't need y'all to tell me the moves that I need to make. I just need to hold myself accountable. I hold myself accountable. Hey, is what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, ain't nobody gonna stop me.
Oh,
I'm going right to the top. And if people want to call me a coon, they can call me a coon from down wherever they at. It's not gonna break me. I got what I got. I do what I do. I make my decisions.
Well, you guys, that's about it for the show today. I want you to understand that take a step back, realize things that are going on, and assess yourself. Black people, stop being so easily swayed by what certain narratives are pushed out. Get the evidence first. Search for yourself. Put yourself in the proper alignment and actually understand what's being put before you, and go do your research. Not just from one source, but from many different sources. Just like we were showing you. I'm Joe from BMT with Clever Kev. We thank you for joining us. Anything you want to say, Kev, before we go?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me on. It was always a pleasure as usual. And like I said, my final word, he very well may be telling the truth. And I'm not necessarily calling the brother a liar. What I'm saying is I need evidence. And if they produce these dudes and this story is straight, I'll be the first one to say I would, okay, and I was wrong for doubting him. But I got to have that doubt until I have something concrete. Words are just words. A funky pair of lips, as my daddy used to say, could say anything. And so I need more than that. I'm sorry, but I need more evidence, and I can't trust anybody's word. And so I hope the brother turns out okay. Much love to him. As a black man, I hope he heals up or whatever. But heaven help him if he's not telling the truth. Heaven help him, man. And that's all I got.
Well, you guys, thank you for joining us. Y'all have a good evening. Please like the video, support the channel, subscribe. Also, I'm going to post the Cynthia G topic. You guys, thank you for joining us, and y'all have a good day.